ladies. Yes, welcome back to the interview show called About, where we discuss and just discover all of these fantastic talents from Toronto and beyond. And we also have an opportunity to get a little bit of education from those seasoned individuals that are out there. And I have one today where we're doing an amazing Skype interview with the fabulous, outstanding Ron Greenfield. Ron, thank you so much for doing this interview. This was actually very unique since we're doing this the first time for the show about on Skype. So, welcome to my humble abode via the internet.
Well, thank you.
Good. I'm very excited. It was really cool to do the research on you because there was so much of the old school meets new school. And it's like I'm going to give you give the lovelies a little bit of background of exactly how you got started in entertainment.
Well, this is something industry I knew I would always be in from about the age of 9 or 10. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version, but I started out in New York as a graphic designer, designing trailers and on-air promotions for the networks and the studios. I sort of segued my way into the beginnings of home entertainment. And then the left coast, to some people who don't know what that is Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
I said, it's time for me to go to Los Angeles. Because at that time, in the mid-'80s, that's where the action was.
Uh-huh.
And as a diehard New Yorker, I changed my whole mindset and I made the move to Los Angeles.
Wow. How hard was that, though?
At first, it was really hard. And there is a story that goes with that. I was working freelance, and a headhunter called me. And because I was one of the few people who had experience in the burgeoning home entertainment industry, she said, Ron, I got this call, and they need a creative director for a Laserdisc company. So I'll get back to you. Oh, Ron, by the way, the company is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She hung up, and I'm thinking, Albuquerque, New freaking Mexico.
Kidding.
I'm a New Yorker, all right? But then as I began to turn it around in my head, I said, well, I'm not going to stop in Albuquerque. I might as well make the move to Los Angeles.
Sure.
And, I worked on it for a year, saved my money, and I made the move.
Wow. So now, when you were working with Mr. Smelling, uh, what projects did you actually work on that progressed you to where you're at today?
Okay, well, in one respect, I was very fortunate because I was one of the top senior creative executives in spelling in Los Angeles. There was also another one in another division in New York. So I worked across theatrical and home entertainment, sometimes into promotions, and then I was given publicity. In all my years at Spelling, Simone, for me, it was the most creatively fulfilling. And that's one of the things, even now, as I talk about, is I stress creativity, creativity, creativity. It afforded me, especially working for Spelling Entertainment, so many ways I could express myself, let's say spread my wings, and it, in ways I never even thought possible. And, I'm working with copywriters, I'm working with musicians, I'm working with film editors, and I'm learning, oh, this is how it's done. And all of a sudden, you're adding to yourself, you know, as a creative person. Oh, this is interesting. I want to learn more about that. And that's where the seed, I would guess, is where started to write. I mean, I never saw myself as a writer. Uh, and then when I got to CBS Fox in the home entertainment, I started fooling around with some headlines. And the thing is, when you start exploring these different avenues, you don't know where the inspiration is going to come from. But the want to do it has to be there.
So, like you said, you touched on the element of that you're writing, and you already wrote a book, and
And I'm working on another book. I'm in the process of writing a second book.
okay. Now the your
The book is called plug, uh, Aspects of Entertainment. No, Perspectives of Entertainment.
yes.
And this will be Perspectives of Entertainment too.
Oh, okay. So,
And it's a whole different group of people from various professions in the entertainment industry,
uh-huh.
and all at different points in their career. Some are very well established, some are just at the beginning, some have a few years under their belt.
Okay. So this is to be able to help, like the layman's that are out there wanting to get
And,
to industry.
and it's not, yeah,
And that one, I think that one, like we had talked before, that's probably the hardest thing for a lot of people to accept, that it's just not glitz and glamour. I mean, when I was modeling, that was the first thing they were, oh God, it's so glamorous. I'm like, you have no idea. I mean, it's the pulling of your hair and having to dye it and then, go on go sees and they've got like 20 other girls that look just like you, and having to deal with all of that negativity and rejection. I think that's the big thing of where a lot of people that want to get into this industry, they need to understand and make peace with it. You're going to get rejected over the most goofy stuff. Yeah.
yeah, you bring up two really important points.
Yep.
There was another point I wanted to address that you brought up about the rejection, especially in this industry. And it really doesn't matter what you do, you have to be passionate about what you do,
Yes.
because nobody's going to be successful if you only give half yourself to it. As I once heard, passion is the vehicle you drive with. Persistence is the fuel that keeps you going.
Good one.
And that is so true. And I was just writing about this for my next blog. Um, anyone, you could be a costume designer, you could be an actor, you could be a technician, you can be a musician. The thing is, do you want to express your creativity, or are you content to just be complacent and just go along with what everybody does?
So, we're at the area where I get to ask you the most bizarre question ever. It's my puppy dog question.
Let's go.
I've been fighting this one because of course, Lovelies, we're gonna have a 2.0 with Ron, of course, so that because I know I'm gonna get hit with other questions later to find out more about you. So, I have just the strangest ones, and I was looking through it. I'm like, okay. So, all right. So, what is the most unusual thing that has happened to you while you were on vacation?
Oh, okay. All right. I'll tell you. Um, I was in Hawaii. So one day I go out there and I think, okay, I'm gonna get a tan. I'm just gonna sit and get a tan. Well, I came back and I must have looked like a lobster. Get this great tan, and I did, but I also paid for it.
Oh yeah, yes. Beauty is pain. Pain is beauty.
Yeah.
This is the portion where I hand my show off to you. So you get to ask me one question, but I tell the lovelies, tread lightly because Simone RC is a hot mess. So what about me?
Okay. What's the next step in your evolution?
Woo, wow. Okay. Next step. Well, I want to make sure that I solidify my power circle. That those are the ones that I'm surrounding myself with, so that it buffers all the crazies, and make sure that it has, it tools in what's going to happen with the show. I do the 1-3-5 plan. It's like, where am I going to be in a year? What am I going to be in 3 years? What am I going to do in 5 years? And I really stick to those. Other than that, I really want to get those people discovered. I mean, because the whole basis of the show was there was so much talent that was within here in Toronto, and no one was picking up on it. Or they had that talent, they had that drive, but they just didn't know how to get it out there so somebody else to see it. Because, like you said, it only takes one person to see it and then go, boom, I
Yeah.
want you. So I'm just wanting to help out. I want to be the cheerleader. Ron, thank you so much for having this opportunity to Skype with you, and then we'll be able to put it out there for everybody to see. And it was just so informative. But I know we got to do a 2.0 and a 3.0 so we can get that education because it's needed.
Okay, no, I'm here. That's what I'm here for. If you're creative, that's what I'm about.
Perfect. That'll work. So, yes, lovelies, make sure that you check out the lovely interview here. And you make sure you take good care of you, know that you are loved, and I will see you out and about. Bye.
Bye. Okay, if you want to find out more about me, you can go to my website, www.aspectsofentertainment.com. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/ aspects of entertainment. And then I have my regular timeline, which is Ron Greenfield. And you can also follow me on Twitter, which is at Ron Greenfield 1. And you can also find me on Amazon in the iBookstore with my first book, which is called Perspectives on Entertainment. And just hang out for a few months, and you'll see my second book on Amazon and the iBookstore called Perspectives on Entertainment 2.